it seems like every time we catch a anomaly, the next day the mainstream media is on it. So last night in the live stream, we caught this weird signature. So this thing popped up right in the Indiana-Kentucky border. And so we documented that. I looked around, and it didn't come in as rain. It didn't come in as carbon monoxide. It didn't come in as anything. But we kept on digging, and then the mainstream media come out with the article this morning. So this is like the third time in the last 2 weeks that the mainstream has come in and talked about the anomalies that we find. And we had the same signature coming out of Nevada about a week or two ago. Well, I did a little more digging today, and I think I know what's going on. We're going to jump into that right now. And here is the article. What is that up in the sky? Weather radar mystery.
That some are saying it resembles the shack dropped by military jets or by C-130s in terms of training and things like that. Problem is that none of the military branches are admitting that they did this. None of them. So this mystery blip was picked up here on the radar just northwest of Mount Carmel.
In the wee hours of the night, an answer to the mystery emerged. That the Air Control Tower, Evansville Regional Airport, reported a chaff release from a military C-130 northwest of the city. The National Weather Service then added another detail that explained the unusual slow movement of the chaff. Well, we know it wasn't rain. We know it wasn't any kind of moisture. So I've checked every layer I could. This is the geo layer cover. It ended up being right around in here. And here's the shortwave albedo. This is like the geoengineering level. And we're just not getting it picked up here either. Well, you can definitely see the aircraft leaving their marks, so for sure. And look at this time stamp on here. It happened just after midnight. Check a different layer. Alright guys, so if it's not going to come out on any of these layers, then that means there's only two things it could be. And no, it's not the birds, the dreaded birds. And that's plasma or some kind of military chaff. It's not coming out as rain, but the radar is still picking it up. So let's dig into some of the other research I did. So as I did a little research, I found several articles, not a lot of articles, but a few conga lines of U.S. Air Force airlifters spilled the night sky across the U.S. for joint forcible entry drill. Now this is a drill for invading a country. It's called the Air Mobility Command Airlifters, and they do this like every few years, maybe every year. But I think this is why we're catching a lot of the things that we're catching. That could be chaff, but I'm thinking it's more in the lines of a plasma type event, because they're using different kinds of military operations, the electromagnetic operations. So it was definitely a large-scale U.S. Air Force war drill over Nevada simulated forcible entry maneuver, war preparations. Dozens of U.S. warplanes have hit the skies, massive under cover of night over the American Southwest for joint forcibility entry exercise. The large-scale air mobility exercise simulated forcible entry capabilities by the U.S. Air Force of enemy territory with dozens of transport planes, fighter jets, and electronic warfare aircraft. That's what we're talking about. That's what I think we are seeing, is they are using microwave weapons, dual weapons, creating plasma in the sky. So they're definitely doing some crazy stuff over the skies. And at the same time, they're holding a drill in the Indian Air Force holding simulations exercise with Russia and the U.S. So the Indian Air Force is holding different exercises with Russia on one part of the country and U.S. on the other. What could go wrong? Well, most of this is propaganda.
It kind of blows up and then it's added to around here, right there. A whole nother part flares up and joins right as you're crossing into Kentucky.